The U.S. strikes particularly targeted Raqqa. Raqqa is a province in northern Syria and is considered to be the operational headquarters for ISIS. Strikes targeted at least 4 military bases that the Islamic State has taken over from the Syrian army in recent months. A lot of what's in those bases are actually U.S. weaponry that was pillaged from ISIS gains in Iraq when the Islamic State took over Iraqi military bases in western Iraq in June and July, and took all of this U.S. weaponry that had been donated to the Iraqi army and moved it into Syria. Since Obama announced that he would extend U.S. airstrikes into Syria from Iraq, residents of Raqqa have been reporting that the Islamic State has been moving their senior leadership and also some of their more sophisticated weaponry out of Raqqa. The U.S. opposition informed the Syrian coalition of the strikes and said that they were going to happen this week, and they told them this on Sunday, according to opposition figures who let us know. They basically told the armed opposition to begin preparing for the strikes, and an opposition figure told us that basically the CIA started an advanced equipping program for the FSA. The FSA is the Free Syrian Army, which is the moderate rebels, as the U.S. likes to call them. So this rapid equipping program began recently, in the last week or two, I believe, and basically gave the Syrian opposition the tools that it needs to then go in and clear the area of ISIS control after a U.S. airstrike and try and hold that territory and prevent ISIS from taking it back. Additionally, the Syrian government says that it was informed of the U.S. strikes and that they had been speaking closely to the U.S. Since August. But this has come out of state TV in Damascus from an unnamed official, and also contradicts what the U.S. has said, which is that they will not cooperate with Damascus on these strikes, and only the opposition. Unlike in Afghanistan and Pakistan, where the terrain is incredibly mountainous and difficult, providing Al-Qaeda and the Taliban caves and lots of foliage to hide under, away from U.S. airstrikes. Syria and Iraq are not like that. It's mostly flat, lots of desert, and it's going to be much, much tougher for the Islamic State rebels and leadership to actually hide away from U.S. airstrikes in the way that Al-Qaeda and the Taliban have been able to do so successfully in Afghanistan and Pakistan, which would suggest that there is probably a greater chance that U.S. airstrikes will be effective at targeting the leadership and capacity of the Islamic State.